1.19 has been out for a week and people are already proving what's true and what's not.
But which ones are most important?
That's what we're exploring today. Let's do it.
Coming in at number 10, mud makes you run underwater. You know how I be going on about those Air Max 22s on my feet, right? Them speed moving. Remember death by drowning by water be one of the worst things? Well, look no further. Mud lets you run underwater, so you gotta watch your breathing techniques. But that's what makes this awesome. Anywhere there's mud, you can run. You can legit stop swimming and stand up in a big body of water and boom, away you go, making excursions so much easier. But watch this get patched. Like every good thing or fun thing we find or exploit in the game, at the end of the day, no one's gonna be swimming in shoes, but I'm gonna need me to get some of those wet Jordans on my feet, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, wet Jordans.
And at 9, alley totems. With the addition of the alley and the ability for it to stack non-stackable items, or I guess sort non-stackable items, we got the idea that we could use these in raid farms to sort through our totems of undying, and that we could finally filter those off specifically. But this also came with the idea, could the alley actually use the totem that they're holding to survive death? And the answer is yes, and if you're curious, the same goes for any other mob holding a totem. If the mob holds it, however, you end up seeing the particles but not the animation of the totem activating, because it's not in your face, because you're not the one holding it. I understand that there aren't many who are pleased with the 1.19 update, but I definitely am.
Coming in at number 8, bat trolls the heck out of the warden. Yeah, you guys want to piss off the warden really good, like really good? Toss some bats at his watch him freak out as they attract him because he is blind, but he can hear them. Man, when he starts swinging for the fences, it's actually funny to see because it looks like the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, and I'm not saying that more than once. But watch out for that. When he kills the bats, he may just come for you next. You may be the next target on his block due to the fact that you definitely just put him on the rampage, hold the Jackson. Actually, the warden is gonna bring all the Jackson smoke to the fight. You better hope those ain't vampire bats, or you would have a crazy ass vampiric warden to deal with, and that doesn't sound fun. The warden wanting more souls, blood, is really what he wants? Yeah, definitely throw bats at him and sit back with your popcorn and see what happens.
And it's 7, healing Vexes. The Vex, as you may or may not know, are a mob that's summoned by the evoker that wields an axe, can phase through blocks, and are slightly larger than a bat, making them incredibly difficult to handle. They are also theorized to be souls that the evoker is summoning, since we see them die after being out for a certain time. But thanks to their similar designs to the allay, it was presumed that we would be able to possibly heal the Vex and turn them back to the good side, back into an allay, which would then give you a renewable source of this mob. But this is in fact not the case, or if it is the case, you don't cure them by giving them milk. But then again, there is also no code in the game that supports this hypothesis, so I don't know what you think you're doing.
Coming in at number 6, waterlogging SCULK sensors. Waterlogging has been around for the early days of the craft, but not only waterlogging is a thing, waterlogging SCULK sensors is also a thing, okay? Why does one want to do this, you must ask? It's due to the fact that it mutes the sensors. So yep, you can peacefully journey through the deep dark biomes with this method. Just carry some water with you and you will be okay. Well, sorta. It's still gonna be a mission to get down there alone. You have to keep tiptoeing in those Jordans just to pull off this maneuver properly. Cause SCULK sensors be the real snitches of the game, and even the simple things like walking will set it off. So be wary laying down this water. Try it for yourself though. It is scary hard to do because one splash, one misstep, and it's a wrap. Here comes the wardy. Yeah, I said the wardy, not the warden.
Halfway through in at number 5, swamp villages. Many people have been saying that thanks to the new mangrove biome that there are now swamp villages that can spawn, and frankly, you're dumb. No, it's not the case. Potential evidence to support this would be that there are swamp themed villagers, however those have been in the game for a while. They're not new. You can even check the locate command to see that there are only 5 types of villages. Swamp villagers are in the game in case the village spawns in a biome next to a swamp and villagers end up making a kid in that swamp, but I mean, like, that may be how it happens, or maybe if you make a villager breeder in a swamp, but even then I don't think that's the case.
Coming in at number 4, golden apple key. Alrighty, so this is one of the myths that the King Cheese had to myth bust right away. Like, I brought this to his attention, and because he is the king, and this had to be done. The myth here is that the ancient city, and within this city, it holds a golden apple, and it's said if you eat this apple, it opens a door beneath where you got the chest, leading you into another room. Well, crafters, I got a special guest here today. They're gonna break down the terminology behind this golden apple key. He goes by the name of Dr. Cheese.
So the way that this circuit works is through what's called SCULK frequency, where certain sounds emit specific signal strengths. This means that using comparators, you can isolate specific sounds to be the only thing that activates the circuit. In this case, the sound is eating. Not a golden apple, but eating literally anything. You could eat a spider eye or even rotten flesh and it would still work. The apple is probably in case you have nothing to eat, but if you've played the game for more than 5 minutes, you should be better than that. And if you're not, I'm disappointed.
So really, it's not so much the golden apple is the key, but damn it, if it weren't for us, you guys wouldn't have known. YouTuber Bionic didn't know the truth behind this myth, so that's why we had to bust it for ya.
Getting close to the end, and at number 3, secret frog variants. There are 3 kinds of frog that you can find in the game. A frog is a passive mob that's found in swamp biomes, and they eat small slimes and magma cubes, and can actually produce one of 3 kinds of frog lights from eating those magma cubes, depending on the type of frog. But there are only the cold variant, which is green, the temperate, which is orange, and the warm, which is gray. Each spawn depending on the biome that they grow into adults in, meaning that you'll typically see temperate ones because that's the swamp version. However, if you do bucket up some tadpoles, then bring them home, you can find new ones. But there is no gold frog or purple frog or any other kind of frog than that. There's only these 3, okay? If you see one in a video, that's just because it's a texture pack. Don't believe everything you see online. Also, that doctor was a dick.
Coming in at number 2, the music disc calls HEROBRINE. The only music disc I really care about though is Pig Step, okay? The beat is just dirt nasty. There's a myth going around for 1.19 saying that you can put a jukebox down in the ancient city and play the new music disc from the new update. It's gonna apparently call my homie Brian. But 1 second, I'ma just take this disc. I know I don't have no disc in my hand, just imagine I have my imaginary disc. Put this right here and let's see what's gonna happen. We're gonna wait for the music, and you can't tell me that that music is gonna bring homie Brian. No, okay? That's my homie. For one thing, he enjoys thumping bass. Drop that pig step for me once more. Now, Hero is gonna show up, alright? Even that every day I'm hustling. You know what I'm saying? Every day I'm hustling. That is my Dropping something like that is gonna bring homie by. Like I said, he is my homie. He ain't gonna show himself for no reason, you feel me? So that new music disc that you guys got so bad and you think it's gonna bring out Hero, it's wrong, okay? That myth has been busted. Nobody's bringing out Hero except for me. I mean, I'm very enthusiastic about my HEROBRINE still, I'm not gonna lie.
And finally, in at number 1, new portal. There's also the myth that the reinforced deep slate rectangle where you actually get the golden apple that was the key in the center of the ancient city is meant to be a portal. This is actually reinforced by smaller structures meant to mimic that portal, being called small portals, among other separate things. However, we don't have the ability to light the portal, and that's the myth that I'm addressing. While lore-wise that could have been a portal in the past that let the SCULK through and the Warden through that eventually killed the Wither, we are unable to light this portal in any way. Not with a music disc, not with flint and steel, not with echo shards, although that should be a thing. It's just impossible to light that portal, okay? And I doubt that it will ever actually be possible. Honestly, to me it seems like they just did it so it would make sense in the game context and not so that they could actually add anything else.
And there you have it, Myth Busted, brought to you by the best crew on the tube.
Yes, we are the best crew on the tube. I mean, have a good time, guys. Like, subscribe. I'm Connor.
And I am Crafted J. You gotta champion those who champion you. See y'all on the next time. Got it.
Nice.
Got it. He says it's cheap and easy, but he got it.
I never said that. I don't know what you're talking about.
But watch out for him when he kills. Sorry. But watch out.
Man, that doctor was kind of an asshole, man.
Hey, listen.
You get a PhD and he's...
I like that doctor, man. He seemed he knew what he was talking about. A little bit of a David Attenborough, but I like David Attenborough.
I mean, like, you get a PhD and then apparently all of a sudden you just turn into a Victorian prince.
Yeah, the doctor kind of sounded like Stewie Griffin, to be honest with you. But hey, I like me some Stewie.
So you like Stewie?
I like Stewie.
Hi, Chris Hansen. All right.